Welcome to the fourth episode of Q&A series with Suresh GP. Today, we're going to talk about who is an Azure DevOps engineer, what are their roles and responsibilities, and how do you become a Microsoft Azure DevOps engineer. To start with, let's understand the statistics. As part of the upskilling report, the global DevOps industry is expected to be worth 12.85 billion by 2025. So that makes it much more attractive to look at these roles. So who is an Azure DevOps engineer? An Azure DevOps engineer are people who lead the process of software development using Microsoft Azure DevOps platform, which is more like a software as a service. So some of the knowledge that you need to be familiar with is about collaboration between the cross-functional teams, between development, testing, operations team, focusing on code optimization, whatever you develop as part of Java, J2E, all of those elements from the left to right, focusing on security aspects from the time that the code is committed till deploy, and also enable the best practices of continuous integration, continuous delivery, and continuous deployment in how we operate. Now, if you look at this role is more about a technical leadership role where the professional has to involve both from the development side of aspects as well as the operation side of aspects to ensure the automation, the code release is meeting the client needs. Now, what are the chief responsibilities that you would need to do as part of your Azure DevOps journey? Because the part of the conversation is focusing on a few things. The first one is to understand what your client needs are. You start with documenting properly the user stories. So user stories are in the form of requirements that has to be shipped as part of the sprint. You also have to look at the design practices, development practices of right from the time of source code till deployment end to end. We also need to have better systematic analysis like monitoring and upgrading the software to ensure that it meets the demand of the business. We also have to have deployment strategies, which would include something like canary deployments, AB deployments, blue-green deployments. So that way we are structured in the form of delivering those releases. Then it's also important to have the right knowledge on some of the best practices that we have already covered as part of the previous episodes of continuous integration, continuous delivery, continuous deployment, continuous operations. But finally, something around troubleshooting. Because when you try to focus on your code releases, not everything works as per design. So we need to focus on updating the source code in a manner to ensure the release is free from bugs. Okay, having now talked about all the requirements of a Microsoft Azure DevOps engineer, what does the career path look like? And where do you think we need to focus? So if you want to become a Microsoft Azure DevOps engineer, you need to choose your official DevOps engineer certification path. Because this is highly technical in nature, you will need to either do a Microsoft Azure Administrator Associate or Microsoft Azure Developer Associate certificate. So I hope you will be able to do these certifications to benchmark ahead in your Azure DevOps journey. I hope you found this edition useful. Please do let us know your questions and we would be happy to take it further in our next episode. Until then, stay safe and keep learning continuously. Thank you.